Hey there, I'm Dallas Jenkins. I'm the creator of The Chosen, and the number one word that informs everything we do is authenticity. And that is absolutely impossible if we don't have an extraordinary team of artists whose primary mission is to transport you authentically to the first century. And I want you to meet them. This is Making History.
I used to be an actor in college. And the one thing I appreciated the most about a really good set is it brought me into the environment. We want the set to be like its own character.
Hi, I'm James Cunningham, and I'm the production designer of The Chosen. So the production designer is the person who is tasked with creating the look of the show. From the very beginning, I wanted to create a world that everybody could feel like they were there. But we had to start small. We had hardly any budget, and we were filming in a little tiny reproduction town in Weatherford, Texas. The first season, it was set in Capernaum, which is a little hoedown fishing village on the Sea of Galilee.
So when we're in Capernaum, we try to do less color. Like you'll notice the only color that you see is on the tax booth, which is Roman. And some of the booths, we have vegetables and fruits, which have a little color to them. But we always wanted to keep the color down so that the audience can feel that it's a smaller town.
Honestly, it kind of worked out for the best just because of the way Dallas wanted to shoot the story. Very intimate, very character-driven. And so we didn't have to rely on spectacle at that point to kind of carry the story. But now this season, season 5, we're moving to Jerusalem. There's no more Capernaum. So the city, the backlot that we had built, everything needs to scale up. Everything needs to feel bigger. The biggest challenges are building Pilots, which is a giant set, Phoebe's house, which is another huge set, Caiaphas, and then we have the Garden of Gethsemane, which is a massive set. The first thing I do is a cold read through the script. I don't write anything down. I just want to feel the scope of it. Then I'll have my initial meeting with Dallas. He'll give me his thoughts. And then I start putting lookbooks together and kind of designing the spaces. I gather lots of pictures from historical research, lots of paintings, frescoes, mosaics. I'll draw out the initial look. So then I give that to my set designers. When I give it to the set designers, they usually put it in SketchUp. So we start a 3D world of it first. And then my set designers will concept that. We tweak things, we add things. And then once everybody comes and agrees on the final look of it, they put it in a CAD where they create the building blueprints of it. And then we bring it to construction and they start building.
I think it's really fascinating to see all the moving parts come together. It's this alchemy that I don't think you really get in a lot of places. My name is Clayton Dorsey Armstrong. I'm the construction coordinator for The Chosen.
This is the upper room exterior set. What you're seeing is the back, which the audience luckily never gets to see. Now we're walking around to what we call the hero side, and this is the front of the upper room exterior set that matches the interior that's on Soundstage 3, which is where they're shooting the iconic Last Supper.
First step, I read through the script, and generally I'll read through it twice. The first time I just read it as a story, taking my second read through where I diligently take notes. I'll have a sit down with James. He dictates to me what his vision is, and I start to maneuver how to realize that vision into something that's actually tangible. I'm very lucky to work with a large team of very creative and very talented people. Every person at every step in their job is making decisions that impact the final result.
I'm actually sitting in Pilot's office. I love Roman culture and Roman life, and I finally got a chance to kind of show off Rome a little bit. And so, of course, I was going to go with red. Red's a very warm color, but it's also something that's agitating. So you want to use that for the right character. And Pilate seemed like he was the right guy to be agitated.
This is the Caiaphas exterior. It is largely built to match the interior Caiaphas, which is on the stage. One of the things I do like about this set is that we have a second floor landing, because there's a shot where they're looking out through the landing window up there. Oftentimes, exterior sets are just facade. They don't have a lot of infrastructure to them. This one was kind of fun because we got to actually build a deck that does play.
So we're in Phoebe's house, and Phoebe was a character in the New Testament. I wanted to create the typical Greek architecture, which would be a central courtyard surrounded by the house. The best part of it, I think, is our depiction of Orestes, which is on the walls here. Originally, it was supposed to be statues, but we ended up going with frescoes. Our inspiration came from Minoan culture, which was 1,000 years before the first century at least. And so I had to marry the Roman culture with the Greek culture. But we wanted the character of Phoebe to feel like she was kind of this eclectic world traveler. And so it would have been something that harkened back to her maybe childhood and would have been a connection to her to Greece while she lived in Jerusalem.
We're building the Garden of Gethsemane for season 5. And the logistics of building a living garden on a stage, it's huge.
It's one of the biggest sets I've ever done. It takes up over half of our soundstage here.
Most of what you see that actually looks like rock and stone is carved foam. We have 20,000 pounds of organic material, sand, dirt, mulch. And we have 5 living 100-year-old old-growth olive trees on this set. We do have a standard that we have to hold to, and the bar continually raises. I want the audience to not think that they're watching a show that's in the first century. I want them to feel like they are in the first century.
I'm a storyteller, and I want people to be drawn into the story.
And I think that's the wonderful thing about The Chosen itself. We're all storytellers, and we have such an amazing team. I'm only as good as my team. We're all kind of doing this together, and we're all adding to the same story.
I think that's the biggest success, is just showing people these sets and giving people a sense of awe.
I love to be a part of such a giant vision. You have 400 plus people who work diligently for months or years. You don't see necessarily everything that we do. But whether you see it on camera or we shoot it for one day or it stays for months, it's now a part of this beautiful world.